Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today. And this time we will be doing lesson number 1.3, that is the third unit in part 1 of your textbook, and this is going to be a beautiful poem this time, and the name of the poem is In Time of Silver Rain. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Shraddha teacher, and I will be teaching you English as well as social studies this year through the virtual class. So let's talk about this particular poem today, children. It is written by a poet called Langston Hughes. Now this is the rainy season. We are in the month of June. Okay, we are in the middle of the rainy season, and during this season you see a lot of changes happening in your surroundings, isn't it? And all these changes, they happen because of this rain. So let us see what the poet Langston Hughes wants to say in this particular poem, In Time of Silver Rain. That is, during the time it rains, or you can in short say during the rainy season. So let me read the poem for you. We will try and understand what the poet wants to say. So, in time of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life again. Green grasses grow and flowers lift their heads, and over all the plain the wonder spreads of life, of life, of life. That means when it starts raining, when the rainy season starts, what happens is you will see that there is a lot of new life breaking forth. Okay, new life means during the summer season you will see that due to the extreme heat of the sun, many of the trees dry up, even the grass and even the small plants on the ground, they dry up, and things start looking dry and brown all around. But as soon as it starts raining, after around 15 days of the rainy season coming in, you will start seeing greenery all around you, isn't it? You will see that the grass is sprouting back to life. You will see that flowers start coming out of these grass, flowers start blooming, and everywhere you will see wonder. Wonder here means beauty spreading. And what is the beauty about? And what is the wonder about? It is a wonder of life. It is a beauty of life. It is a miracle of life, which you see spreading all around you during the rainy season. Alright, so now you know how important or how vital rains are to our life. Alright, if there is no rainy season, very soon life on this earth will perish, because water is one of the main things that we need in order to live, isn't it? So this is the importance of the rain as said in this particular part of the poem. Let's look at the next part of the poem now. So, in time of silver rain, the butterflies, they lift their silken wings. Okay, can you see the butterflies on the screen for you? So, what do the butterflies do? Just now in the previous stanza, we learned that during the rain, when the rainy season starts, flowers start blooming everywhere, isn't it? And when the flowers start blooming, what happens? Immediately you will see the butterflies flitting around these flowers. And these butterflies, they lift their silken wings. That means they start flying around, and they also try to fly to catch the rainbow. Can you see the butterfly flying towards the rainbow? Alright, and then you will see not only the grass but also the tall trees coming up to life. Okay, tall trees also start blossoming, they start blooming. You will see the lush green foliage of these trees. Okay, and then everyone is happy, everyone is singing, all the boys, the girls, and everywhere you will see people very happy, people very glad that life has formed in life has come up in a new way. Okay, so that is about this particular poem. Let me read this stanza for you. So, in time of silver rain, the butterflies lift their silken wings to catch a rainbow, and trees put forth new leaves to sing in joy beneath the sky. As down the roadway passing, boys and girls go singing too, in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new. That means everything around you, it wears a new look. You start feeling that the earth has worn some kind of a new shawl or a new coat on herself. Alright, so this was about this particular poem and the explanation of this poem. Now what we will do is, children, after reading the poem, after trying to understand the poem, we will try and solve certain exercises which are mentioned in your textbook. So which are the exercises that we have in the textbook? We have rhyming words. If you look at the exercises given on page number 9 under the English workshop heading, you will see that there are rhyming words and there are alliteration. So these are the exercises which are part of this particular lesson. Rhyming words and alliteration. So alliteration is a kind of a figure of speech. So we will see that also later. Let us first look at what rhyming words are. So what is a rhyme, children? It is a repetition of end sounds in a poem. When the end sounds or the sounds at the end of the word is repeated, then that is called as a rhyme. Okay, let's see a small poem here and let us try to see what the rhyming words are. So jelly beans is the name of this poem. It's a small, you can say 4 or 5 line poem just to explain the meaning of rhyme for you. Jelly beans are fun to eat. Share them with the friends you meet. So see, you can see here the sound of this word eat and the sound of this word meet matches, isn't it? Both of them, they end with the t sound of the letter T in the English alphabet. Eat a few, they are sure are yummy, but not too many, they'll hurt your tummy. So now you must have understood which are the rhyming words here. Yes, you're right. It is yummy. Okay. And the word yummy rhymes with the word tummy. So what is the last sound here? It is a sound of E. Yummy, tummy. So when the last sound of the words rhyme in a poem, this is called as rhyme of the poem, or it is called as a rhyming words in a poem. Alright, let us look at some more rhyming words here and some more examples. So does book rhyme with cup? Does the word book rhyme with the word cup? No, it doesn't. Why? Because book also ends with a k and cup also ends with a p sound. Book ends with a k sound and cup ends with a p sound. The end sound is not the same. Alright? So it is book and cup. Alright? So book and cup do not rhyme. Okay? So these are some examples and what are not rhyming words and some examples of what are rhyming words. Okay? So now this concept has been learnt by us before also. They've asked us to find out the rhyming words in this particular poem of yours. So let us see which are the rhyming words in this poem. Let's read the poem once again. In time of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life again. Green grasses grow and flowers lift their heads, and over all the plain the wonder spreads of life, of life, of life. So let's see which are the rhyming words here. So we have rain rhyming with again, and you can also say that plain also rhymes here. So rain, again, plain. Okay, and then you have heads rhyming with spreads. Okay, so these are the rhyming words in this part of the poem. Let's look at the rhyming words in the next part of the poem. See here. In time of silver rain, the butterflies lift silken wings to catch a rainbow cry, and trees put forth new leaves to sing in joy beneath the sky. As down the roadway, passing boys and girls go singing too, in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new. Okay, so here we can find two words only. One is cry and the other one is sky. Alright, so these are around, I think, 3 pairs of rhyming words in this particular poem. Okay children, so the first part of our exercises was rhyming words. So here let us look back again once again quickly. What is the meaning of rhyming words? We saw what the meaning of rhyming words are. We tried to understand how words rhyme and how they sound to the ear. Okay, now the next concept here, according to the textbook, the next concept is the concept of alliteration. Now the concept of rhyming words and the concept of alliteration are exactly the opposite of each other. In rhyming words you pick up the last sound, and in alliteration you pick up the sound in the beginning of the word. You pick up the consonant sound in the beginning of the word. What is consonant sound? Consonant sound is the sound of the consonants. Now we have the English alphabet, that is we have 26 letters of the alphabet. We have A, E, I, O and U, which are the vowel sounds, the remaining sounds. Okay, the sounds of the remaining letters, that is B, D, F, all these sounds, they are the consonant sounds. So when you use the same consonant sound in the beginning of a word or a line or a verse, then that is called as alliteration. Let's look at the example here. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Okay, so you can see the sound of the letter P, alright, being repeated in Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. So this is an example of alliteration. See, look at this. Sheep should sleep in a shed. I have taken this example to show you that it is not necessary that when the first letters are repeated, they are an example of alliteration. For example here, which are the words which are in alliteration here? It is sheep should sleep in a shed. But out of this, you will see that sheep, should and shed, we can say that these words are in order as far as you talk about alliteration, because they all start with the sh sound, whereas sleep will not belong to this group even though it starts with an S. Why? Because sleep starts with the S sound. Okay, so that is a point to be remembered, that even if all the words in this line, most of the words in this line start with the alphabet, letter of the alphabet S, but all of them are not in alliteration. Okay, only sheep, should and shed are in alliteration. Sleep has a different sound in the beginning. Okay children, look at this example now. The tiger, the terrible tiger tore the towel. So T in terrible, T in tiger, T in tor and t in tal. So the and the here are different. Alright, so this was about alliteration. I hope you understood what the meaning of alliteration is. Look at some more examples quickly. Curious, cats can catch a cold. Alright, frogs frequently frolic in fresh water. Okay children, so you can read the other examples or the other sentences also. You can repeat the video and you can read the examples as many times as you want. So children, we have done almost all the exercises in the lesson 1.3 in time of silver rain. We read the poem using proper intonation and we found out the pair of rhyming words from the poem. We also looked at the language study point, that is alliteration, in this particular poem. Now before we end this video, let me tell you that we are going to do one very interesting exercise from your textbook, which is related to the season that we are talking about in this particular poem, and that is monsoon. So if you look at exercise 7 in your textbook, you will see that there are these two small questions or these two interesting points that we will discuss. So they have asked you to find out with the help of your teacher and the internet two things. One is seasonal rains, that is monsoon, in India and other countries. And they've also asked you to find out a little bit more about rain in countries like UK, which experience spring, summer, autumn, winter pattern of seasons. Alright, so let us look at that very interesting exercise now, and I will leave you later to find out more information about these points from the internet yourself. Okay, but before we go to that exercise, let me remind you that after you finish watching the video, there are a few simple tasks which I have set for you. So what will you do? You will go to the description box which is there below the video, and there you will find a few tasks. Now what those tasks are, I will explain in detail towards the end of the video. So come on, let's go on and find out about seasonal rains in India and other countries like India. So what are these seasonal rains called? They are called as monsoon. Okay, and you can look at the expression on the face of these children to realize that this is a very, very important season in India. Not because these children are enjoying the monsoon, but because our country is an agricultural country, and for farming we need water, and all this water comes from the rain. Okay, so rain in India is seasonal. That is, we have a particular season, a particular time of the year when it rains. Okay, so let us find out more about monsoon. So see, from June till September, so this is the season which is fixed for rains or for monsoon in our country, June till September. And at that time you will see that rains occur in countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Bangladesh, Laos. See, India you can see over here, India and Pakistan. So you can see all these countries over here. These are called as South Asian countries or Southeast Asian countries. Okay, so you can see all the names of these countries here. Vietnam, you can see Thailand there in white color. Alright, you can see Cambodia just below Thailand. You can see Laos just above Thailand. And of course, you know India, and towards the western part of India, we have the country of Pakistan. So in all these places, children, you will see that they have seasonal rains. That is a special season where it rains, and it rains in plenty. Okay, so this kind of a scene is very, very common in our country. We can see people walking around with umbrellas, children playing in the rain basically, and you can also see waterlogging in some places. Why? Because in certain cities, you will see cities like Mumbai, like Kolkata, it rains really very heavily. So now, right now when I'm teaching you this also, I can hear rain outside my window. So we are in the middle of the rainy season or the monsoon right now. Now, like I told you towards the beginning of the lesson, Monsoon is a very, very important season in our country. Why? Because the farmers, they depend on the monsoon for farming. Okay, now you know that for farming, even when you have a small potted plant at home, you need to water it regularly for it to live, isn't it? So in the same way, the farmers, they need water for their farms. And where does all this water come from? It comes from the rain. So as soon as it starts raining, you will see that these farmers, they start getting active and they get to work. Okay, so they grow various crops, especially this is paddy or rice, as you can see. All right, so all this farming is done during the rainy season. That is why rains are very, very important in our country. And why are they called seasonal rains? Because there is a particular season when it rains. Now this is a map on which you will be able to see the average rainfall in our country. So you will see most of the states in our country here, all the states of our country you will see over here. And you will see color patterns which are used. Okay, now all of them are blue color. The colors you can see is all blue, but then there are different shades of blue. Some blue is dark, some blue is light. So see here you can see a very dark shade of blue. All right, Arunachal Pradesh, you can see a very dark shade of blue. That means it rains very heavily over there. It rains for more than 250 centimeters over there. They get very heavy rain. Whereas in another part of the country, you can see a very light, very faint color blue. That means here it rains very less. Alright, so this is how the rainfall varies in different parts of our country. Alright, the coastal part, you can see the coastal part where you can see Mumbai, you can see Goa, Kerala. There also you will see a darker shade of blue. So this sounds more like a geography lesson now, isn't it, children, rather than an English lesson. That is why I kept this point in the end for you to understand. Okay, so this was about the rainfall or the monsoon in India. And so we have three major seasons in India. Like we all know, we have the winter season, the summer season and the monsoon. But now we come to the second part of the question. We are supposed to also find out about rains in UK or countries like UK, where they experience 4 seasons. So they have 4 seasons there. We have 3, they have 4. So which are the 4 seasons? You have spring, you have summer, you have autumn, you have winter. So where is the rainy season gone? Can you see any rainy season there like you have rainy season in India? No. So where does the rain go then? The seasons here are defined as spring. Spring is which months? March, April, May. Then you have summer. Summer is June, July, August. Then you have the autumn. Okay, autumn is also called as fall sometimes. That is September, October and November. And finally you have winter. Winter is very severe in these countries, okay children? It is very cold, not like the winter that we have in India, or at least the winter that we experience in Maharashtra. So the winter is December, January and February. So you can see there are 4 seasons, but there is no rainy season. So there is no one particular season which is dedicated to rainfall. It could rain throughout the year. Alright, the rain there is not or does not have any fixed pattern. So rain is distributed throughout the year, with late winter or spring, that is from February to March, they have the driest period. That is in February. From February and March you will hardly see that there is any rain there. And autumn and winter, that is from October to January, it is the wettest. So they get a lot of rain in the seasons of October to January. Alright, so this was about the rain in countries like UK. So there are which other countries like UK which experience these kind of 4 seasons? So you have Denmark, you have Norway, you have Sweden, Finland, Iceland, and you have countries like Canada also, certain countries in Europe, etc. Where there are 4 seasons and it rains not in any particular season, but it can rain any time, any time in the year, you can suddenly one afternoon, it can start raining. Alright, so this was the exercise which is connected a little bit to geography also. Anyways, in geography also you will be learning about seasons and all that this year. Okay children, so this was the lesson in time of silver rain, where we did a varied kind of activities. We talked a lot about language, we did poems, we talked about rhyming words, and then also we did a little bit of a talk about geography and about rains and about the different seasons, etc. So hope you enjoyed this lesson. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learned a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.